In the previous video, we saw how all fleet operations for a turn were delegated to your 2IC. Here, we'll learn to control fleet operations yourself, which is more challenging and fun. Let's load up the game we saved in the previous video. We were the Italians in the Mediterranean, July 1940. Click on the map, then on View Missions, to see the missions previously generated by your 2IC. As we saw, his planning was pretty authentic, and it was amazingly quick. In around 10 seconds, 70 of your ships were allocated to 12 active fleets. There were 2 convoys, 4 submarine patrols, 3 surface ship patrols, 2 mine-laying missions and a reconnaissance fleet. The remainder were placed in ready reaction fleets, ready to sortie if needed. Before experimenting with the orders, let's quickly see them played out. The British orders are not yet done, so you only see Italian ships moving. Close the dialog, then close the wall map. Now, to play out the orders, click Go on the blackboard. You see the fleets moving. Mines are being laid. The convoy is heading to Benghazi, while the battleship patrol from Taranto is providing distant cover. At Benghazi, supplies are being unloaded. Okay, let's quit this brief demo, and return to the wall map. Here, you can experiment, and fine-tune your fleet operations. The fleets your 2IC created are listed here. Click any to see its route. Fleet details are shown, including its battle orders. Okay, now we'll learn how to control fleet operations yourself. Your control can be both direct and indirect. We'll look at direct control in the next video. Here, we'll look at indirect control. This is when you give specific instructions to your 2IC, so his plans follow your wishes. You are in charge. He does the donkey work. Your instructions cover 3 areas: the selection of missions, their relative priority, and their properties. To see this in action, let's again call up your 2IC. You don't need the main office blackboard for this. You can also do it here, from the wall map. Click on Form Fleets using 2IC. Now, click Change Strategy to again view the rules he is following. Your 2IC tries to build the missions in the selected missions list, in priority order from top to bottom. He ignores any mission type in the left-hand list. You can manually move missions between the 2 lists, and also change their priority. Just click a mission, and then click the left or right buttons, to move it into, or out of, the selected list. Use the up and down buttons, to move the mission up, or down, in priority. A quicker method is to change the strategy. One click will change both the selected missions, and their priority. But changing strategy is not recommended until you understand its broader effects. Let's now return to the cautious strategy we had at the outset, and look at mission properties. When building missions, your 2IC follows the properties, or rules if you like, that are set for each mission type. For example, let's look at convoys. Click on Convoy, then on Edit. You see that he is instructed to build up to 2 convoys per turn, each with a minimum of 3 merchant ships, but optimally, up to 6. He also has to try to obtain escorts, a destroyer for every 2 merchants, and a cruiser for every 5. Let's see the rules for another mission type. Click to close the dialog. Then, click on Reconnaissance, and on Edit. You see some of the same types of rules. There are minimum and optimum ship numbers, ratios of escorts, and maximum number of missions per turn. Then, there are some other, different rules specific to reconnaissance. Okay, it's time to try out some changes. Let's go back to see the current missions. There are 2 changes we want to make. First, the reconnaissance fleet from La Spezia, currently set to patrol west of Sardinia, could be rerouted to patrol northeast of Benghazi, thus helping protect our vital convoy. And the battleship patrol from Taranto that is providing distant cover, only has the Conte di Cavour, and could be beefed up with a second battleship. Okay, let's make these changes. Close the mission list, then, again call up your 2IC. First, we'll reroute the reconnaissance fleet. In the selected missions list, click on Reconnaissance, then on Edit. Now, click on the Objectives button. The map you see now is for setting hex objectives for the selected mission. Click to enlarge the map, and drag it around for a better view. Then, untick the draggable tick box, and click one by one the hexes that are to be the objectives. These hexes are astride the sea lanes from Alexandria to Benghazi. Placing our reconnaissance fleet here should detect any British fleet advancing to attack our Benghazi-bound convoy. Click to close the objectives map. Now, let's look at our battleship patrol. It is a defensive patrol mission type. Can changing the properties for it help us? Click to close the reconnaissance properties dialog. Now, select defensive patrol and click Edit. Here, we can see that defensive patrols already have 2 battleships as the optimum number. So, why is there only 1 battleship in the patrol from Taranto, when there were more available there? The answer lies in the ship utilization limit of 50%. This restricts the overall tonnage your 2IC can allocate, and the second battleship is a big ticket item. To add a second battleship, we could lift the utilization limit. But there's a better solution. Increasing the priority for defensive patrols tells your 2IC to find the ships for them if possible, even at the expense of other missions. To do this, close the Properties dialog. Then, select Defensive Patrol, and click the Up button, to move it to top priority. Now, click to close the dialog. Then click Yes, to get your 2IC to recalculate fleet operations. The mission list has been regenerated. Clicking on the defensive patrol from Taranto, you see it now has 2 battleships. The Caio Duilio has joined the Conte di Cavour, and 2 extra escort ships have also joined. Now, click on the reconnaissance fleet. Then on View Map. You can see the fleet is rerouted to patrol northeast of Benghazi, as instructed. Okay, we have come to the end of this brief overview. We have looked at indirect control, changing 3 types of things: mission selection, priority, and properties. The first 2 are easy to understand, but more explanation is needed for mission properties. Consequently, there is an explanatory video for each mission type. In these, you will learn all the ins and outs of indirect control. Finally, let's talk about direct control of fleet operations. How is it different to what we've seen? With direct control, you form fleets yourself. You choose the ships, you set the fleet path and speed, and you give special orders such as where to lay mines, or patrol, or load or unload cargo. You also set battle orders for the fleet and for each ship. In this way, you control how aggressive or cautious your navy should be. Direct control is the most challenging and rewarding method, but it also takes time to properly learn, and in gameplay, is slower and more exacting to do. The beauty of SAS2 is that you can freely mix both methods, according to your skill level and preference. Why not leave complex missions like convoys to your 2IC, perhaps with some tinkering? But then plan offensive patrols and bombardments yourself, from the ground up. Direct control of fleet operations is overviewed in the next video, titled Fleet Operations, an Introduction, Part 3. Thanks for watching.